Hey, what's up, Rubits? Little Big Robots back. I might be doing a name change on the channel soon, so keep an eye out for that. Any suggestions, put down in the comments. Also, if you can, if you like model kits and toys and all sorts of, generally in this kind of, size, tiny to 12 inches tall, type of range of mostly robots and toys and stuff like that. If you like that stuff, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to I don't know whatever number by whatever time, but the subscriptions help my videos get seen more. Lately, I've been switching a lot from different styles and stuff like that. So my viewers and usual viewers are kind of like, "What are you doing?" But I'm always switching it up, but generally stay in the realm of model kits, robots, stuff like that. All right, so today I'm going to be looking at another Blokees kit. I have been obsessed with Blokees lately, so you'll forgive me if I become a Blokees fan channel for a while. But they're thrilling me like no company has done for a while since 30 minutes missions kits, getting into Joy Toy Figs, the B Ducks. They're just absolutely thrilling. Basically, Blokees, in case you don't know, they're a company that makes these pretty really, really simple, deceptively simple model kits that come in. For example, you can get them in a tiny, this is a box of 9, I think, of tiny little guys. And then you have larger kits. You have all sorts of kits, all the way to this Sesame Street style for kids. But the general theme is that they're very simple to build, but really high quality and very inexpensive. This size is about $20. This is Taurus Aldebaran from Saint Seiya, I believe, is the anime. I started looking this up. Somebody told me this is an anime, I believe, from China, that is really, really good or fun or whatever. I need to check it out. But they do kind of a line, so they'll do like a Transformers. Transformers is probably their biggest line. They do stuff like this. There's I'll be doing some reviews of these guys. Don't worry. And in other lines, animes, toys, Kamen Rider, I think they do stuff like that. Anyway, whatever it is, I'll link their site. Go on there and explore. This golden guy here and some of the other ones, I started looking at and I was like, hey, that looks really cool. I love the chunkiness that Blokees does a perfect job of maintaining stylized meets detailed, realist, or whatever, there is that perfect level that you can achieve as a toy manufacturer, kit manufacturer, whatever, and they have achieved it. I don't really quite know what's in the water over there. Ow, ouch. I had an owie on my fingy. But they're doing it perfectly. So I have been trying to just sample all their different kits and figure out what of theirs I want to collect. I would like to collect everything they have. Everything to do is brilliant, honestly. But I started trying these different kits. Now, when you first build it, you can see how stiff this guy is. Very, very stiff. And also, just to give you an idea of how simple it is, the instructions are always really, really simple. One of the things they're known for, I don't know that I have an example here. I might. Let me check my Blokees parts. I now have an official Blokees. Oh, it's stuck. I don't really have an official part. Let's see. There we go. So they have very simple sprues like this, like any other model kit you'd get, but you just snap that off with your fingers. Now, you can do that in other model kits. Blokees did not invent that. You look at him. He's going to shine in the sun. Look at that. Ooh. But they do it so freaking well. Like in entry grade for Gundam figures, is one of my favorite things of all time as well. They do snap off as well. I'll end up using nippers a lot of times, and sometimes I'll be like, I'll feel weird snapping these off with my fingers, and only very rarely have I had any issues. There might be a small part that really takes some pretty good manipulation, and so if you have a kid, you might want to be aware of that. They might need some help on some of the assembly, but overall, very, very easy. Just snap off and put together. You can finish even a complicated looking kit, like a figure kit like this, in 20 minutes or whatever it is. It really does not take long at all. They have all, oops, I didn't snap that on all the way. They have all the posability and stuff that you would expect from a modern kit. But to me, it's not really about that. It's about oh, look at the gold in the sun. That looks so cool. That's the thing. Have never really been a golden model, kind of like, like a Gundam will be released in full gold, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cool or whatever. But man, seeing how nice this gold looks as I've been assembling, how it feels, it has a really nice solid, but it's like a satin finish on the gold. It looks so freaking good. This would look really, really good too with a wash on it. And what I mean by wash is not one of my dirty washes necessarily, but even that would look great because it would, this would look like a bronze, like an aged bronze or something. It looks so cool. But they have all the posability you're going to expect, in a modern kit. You might not be able to put, his legs behind his head or something like that, but you're going to get the double joints. You're going to get the toe crunches and stuff like that. Now, this is kind of at a different level, whereas this is the $20, let's just say the $20 class. Champion class is what they're calling it. You might have seen my other reviews for Blokees Action classes for the Transformers. They're $40. That's it. Then you have, these are about $18 Transformers. I'll review that Shockwave in a little bit. So you get different levels, but the max price that you can spend on one of their kits right now is about $40-something, $40, which is an absolute ungodly steal. It's insane how inexpensive it is for what you get. This for $20 for the experience, for the unboxing, for everything that it does well is insane. So what you get a lot of different stuff. You get a different head you can put on there. I guess this is, again, I'm unfamiliar with the character, so you'll have to forgive me. But I like how his hair, attaches with a, so it can kind of wave in the wind. You get four other hands, and this is an example of, where's the other for the fourth hand? Oh, here it is. This is an example of what they do that's smart. Keep it simple so that you can have a lot of options, but without costing a lot of money. I've seen in other model kits, for example, you'll have 4 or 5 or 6 different hands, right? But this back part of the hand that covers the back of the hand here, that will actually be different for every one, or, for every other pair or whatever. So they might have one that fits those two hands, the two closed hands, but the two open hands, maybe they have a different back of the hand part. And so that takes up that much more sprue space. What Blokees has done wisely is a lot of any parts where they can kind of repeat and use over, they do, because on the back of the hand, it doesn't matter. That part shouldn't change. It's the back. It's a piece of metal, right? So that should just be universal. The last time I really saw clever use of reused parts for hands was with B-Duck and some of those other toys. Again, it's these are this type of decisions that keep these costs cheap, so that you can have a really cool kit with lots of different hand options and stuff that do not cost an arm and a leg. Not only that, but they give you these two. It's like you're crossing your arms over each other. So I was going to go ahead and try and put these on I think this is probably a good solution. Instead of trying to make the two existing mobile, or what do you call it, bendable, posable arms unable to maybe do that cross, he's doing this famous pose or whatever, you would have to make the chest probably a little bit smaller, which I believe is true. You have this separate chest piece. See how it's a little bit smaller? So I'll assemble it and we'll see. In fact, I'll talk about it while we're assembling. I believe you take the chest off here. It should be pretty easy. Instead of making the two current, the standard arms, able to fold like that, which would mean that you'd have to have a smaller chest piece and stuff like that to leave it anime accurate. They just gave you the posed arms in a static pose, which I'm 100% cool with, because the fact of the matter is I don't want to scratch the gold. That's the only problem here. I'm trying to not get the gold. It's so pretty. Let me pause and get that off. Okay, so got that off. Let's compare the two pieces, because you can see just a bit smaller. So this is the normal chest piece you're going to use when he's not crossing his arms, and then you want to put this smaller on there. In the anime, they can just simply make it smaller, right? And they don't have to. So this was kind of a wise idea. Then what you're supposed to do is just pull off the arms, put on the crossed arms. I think this one goes under. So I'm going to put that one on first and pull off his other arm and put the over one on. Let me scoot that. Oh yeah, I can't pose it. I keep trying to pose it. Let's put the folded one first. So it's a little complicated. We'll see here. How do you get that in there? Did I not do it right? Oh, you can pose. You can put the arm. Okay, so you can actually twist the connector a little bit. So that's good. So I think my kitty's mewing at me. I was wondering what that squeaking sound was. I love how she always wants attention at the worst possible moments. So then you should be able to, this goes under. There you go. Put his shoulder blades down, his shoulder parts down, I should say. Trying to make sure it's, look at that. Ah, yeah, that's cool. See, that is a good decision, I think, because what you're able to do is you get this really, 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 really dynamic, cool looking pose. I guess probably an iconic pose he does. Somebody correct me again. I need to check out this anime. That is solid. His arms are going to fall. It's not hard to manipulate. You just put him in that pose, and you can. In fact, I kind of like that pose. You get that. Oh, and you also get 3 other faces. 2 other faces? 3. 3 technically. So you get this one that goes with that head. Then you get these 2. I like the one I picked. It's kind of yes, my kitty cat. Kind of just yelling, kind of arrogant looking. Here's another brilliant thing that Blokees does. They provide every single Blokees I've ever done. Please do not stop this Blokees. I don't care if you need to save $2 or whatever it is. Now, granted, with something like this, I can understand it because people who collect these have a million of these stands. I understand that. And yes, they can stand on their own. But a stand in a toy is such an additional value. I wish toy companies understood that. That allows me to have him displayed without worrying about him falling over. And not only that, I could use that stand for other toys, of course, as well. It's just it's such an added value, and it looks cool. You could paint it, you could weather it, but even just as it is out of the box, it looks fantastic with that gold. It has a nice gold title. You can actually take that out if you want. But the stand is such an additional value that it's just another thing that it kind of blows my mind that Blokees does. They include those stands, even if it's just a cheap little slab like this guy here. They include those with every figure so that when you're collecting these things, because the idea of Blokees is that they're so inexpensive that you're able to kind of just, grab a box of them, have a collection almost going immediately. And that you can collect them over time because of their people sell them on eBay used and stuff like that. You can there's a million ways you can get these guys if you don't have $1 million. But then when you have a stand, you can just throw them on yourself, pop, and they're standing there. And not only that, but they're standing there in a uniform space and everything, so they look really good. Again, I don't know a lot about this figure. I need to kind of watch the anime and see what the deal is. But the kit itself is really, I wonder if I can put him in a funny, let's put him in a funny jumping. So let's lift the stand up a little bit. The stands they give you with the action class Transformers are insanely good. Look at, there you go. I'm going to keep them like that. Is that a canon pose? I don't know. But you know what? I think that's going to be my, I'm going to use that pose in my, my thumbnail or whatever. See, and it's holding this figure up because the figure is not super heavy. You do get additional, this is fun too. You get a broken, no, that's not a broken horn. Where's the broken horn part? Here it is. See, one of his horns can be broken, which I thought was kind of fun. So you can take that part off. And I was actually going to leave the broken one. I just thought it looked cool like he'd been in battle or something. So let's put that up there. There you go. So he's got the broken head, broken horn or whatever. I mean, that gold is so pretty. The thing is that a lot of these guys, I think, in their kits are golden, but it's just such an attractive color. Like, I was never into gold stuff, toys and finishes. I just didn't really care. But man, that looks really, really good. Especially now clouds have covered, but just looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. I love that pose. I can't say enough about Blokees. I'm going to be talking about them a lot lately, so please stay subscribed, even if you don't like them, because I think that they're doing something that nobody has done for a while, or they're doing it in a different way. They're in the nature of their toys, allowing them to be inexpensive so that kids can afford them, have a little collection, is so fun and so good. It really makes my heart happy. So anyway, that's a little bit about Saint Seiya. I just grabbed this kit randomly because I thought, I'll try it, like any other Blokees kit. I'm going to see. I wonder if he could stand. This is the thing I always try to get him to see if they can stand on one leg. See the balance of the kit. Now he's got his arms folded, so that's going to be kind of hard. Maybe if I put him closer. His foot needs to. So his feet can't quite go out that way. So that's fine. Maybe I could put it like that. How would you do that? Let's see. That's always a test. Can I can stand on one foot if you twist a leg quite a bit. But those arms folded are kind of messing. Anyway, I just grabbed a random kit. Feel free to go to their site. Just look around and grab a few. You can get some for $3. You can get some for $40. Whatever you want to spend. go grab some, and then you can just experiment, and play with them, and you'll see, man, this is a really nice line. Now, being that they're kind of a universal joint type thing, a lot of these you can swap parts and stuff. Oh no, I just realized that I lost his shoulder. But there is some limitation between, like, I'm not going to be able to necessarily swap these with the little tiny guys and stuff like that. But overall, you can really do some swapping, customizing. Fantastic. Absolutely love these guys. These kits are so good. They look so good. So fun. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.